Back to Breakout Player of the Year. The nominees are
Yes.
Kyren Williams.
Obvious.
Massive season. Puka Nacua. I don't know if
Obvious.
you heard, he broke the single-season record for receptions and yards for a rookie. Raheem Mostert, 21 scrimmage touchdowns. He had 19 career touchdowns entering this season.
Right.
Nico Collins, over 1,100 receiving yards in 14 games. His previous high didn't even make it to 500. And finally, Rachaad White, third most scrimmage yards among running backs through week 17.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if the voters will do this, if the committee will do this, but I would like to see like Nico Collins or Rachaad White get some love. It's been a lot of Puka. It's been a lot of Kyren Williams. My guess is that they'll go with one of those. They're kind of the sexy, obvious names here, but it would be nice to honor the Buccaneers offense, the kind of year, very underrated year that Rachaad White had, very underrated year that Nico Collins had, because it was all about Tank Dell and then C.J. Stroud, but Nico Collins has become a legit wide receiver one in fantasy, and I think he'll be drafted inside the top 20, 25 overall next year. I don't think you get out of the third round next year without Nico Collins going off the board in most drafts.
Feels like he's got upside to come as well, because that offense should get better. They might stop running the ball on 1st and 10 every single time as well, which would be handy. So no, he and Rachaad White, they are the two more art house choices, a bit more kind of blockbuster.
They're the Jay Crouchers.
Yes,
compared
the
to
Hemsworths.
Thors.
Yes,
No, the Hemsworths
that's
of
true.
the world.
Yeah, no, I am Rachaad White.
Let's take a look at the fans' vote before announcing the official winner, and the fans are siding with, of course, Kyren Williams. Puka Nacua. Kyren Williams takes 35%. Puka Nacua takes 33%. Nico Collins got 15.
I'm surprised Nico Collins gets more votes than Mostert, though. I mean, Mostert was like a special teams guy. He'd never really been a featured running back, and this was the guy that you counted on week in, week out when he's out there.
Yeah, I don't agree with this.
Let's see who
the Peacocky goes to.
The Peacocky.
Thank you, Peacocky. Here we go.
Breakout Player of the Year officially goes to Kyren Williams. A very Oppenheimer run for Kyren Williams.
Oppenheimer's way better than Kyren Williams.
I mean, but Kyren Williams did. I mean, like, he was a backup on a team that we thought was going to be bad, and he finishes the year as the number 2 running back in fantasy. He was the number 2 running back on points per game in the final seven games of the regular season. He averaged over 20 fantasy points per game in literally half his game. 7 of the 12 games he played this year, he got over 20 fantasy points. He's the first Rams running back to have over 1,000 yards rushing since Todd Gurley in 2018 as well. He was just, I mean, you know, he was hurt for a little while, which is the only thing that you could sort of ding him about. But like, my way too early top 50 rankings are out, and like, I have Kyren Williams as a top 5 fantasy running back next year. Like, you're obviously taking McCaffrey ahead of him. I think you can make an argument for Breece Hall over him, which I have, and I think you could make an argument for Jonathan Taylor over him, but hard to argue anyone else over Kyren Williams based on the year he just had.
Yep, absolutely. And that offensive line is in place. Stafford will be back. Kupp, Nacua on the outside. I mean, it should be, again.
is going to be back, right?
Yep, it should be a top 5 offense.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.